was. I'm saying all this because I genuinely believe this is some sort of manic episode, which she's had in the past while I was friends with her. So take it with a grain of salt what these people are saying, but there's quite a few ex-friends on Reddit. Here's someone with TBIs speaking out about their experience. I've had 2 TBIs and had horrific migraines every day for 3 years straight. I was basically bedridden. Guess I really missed out on the grift train. Who knew I could have funded myself a sweet little lifestyle like this fool, right? I know. My 16-year-old asked me the other day why I'm not a terrible person because we could be millionaires. So I apologized to her for not being a terrible person. I just came across her page the other day. As a frequenter of our illness fakers, she seemed so fishy to me right off the bat. Clear scans aside, her combination of dramatic theatrical behavior, vague details, and seemingly normal functioning, given the conditions she claimed, are all big red flags common in the illness faking community. So then someone was asking her brother, sorry if this is a little invasive, but do you know the actual reason for her hospital visit the other day? Some say you can basically go in, say you're dehydrated, get a drip, and then she is free to film content. Also, I hope you're okay. Must be quite jarring, yada yada. That's what she does. I've taken her to the hospital for muscle cramps, also where she got some of those stickers a couple months ago, and she didn't even mention to the doctors of this brain damage because I know you're wondering, no, she didn't even hit her head again after that visit. She's just straight lying. She hasn't had 16 TBIs, and it's funny to me and my brother because we both had more head trauma than her growing up, and we are completely functional. She is completely functional. She's just choosing not to be. So why does this matter? Again, we've touched on it throughout this entire video. We have that bad apple effect. The one bad apple ruins the bunch. And that's what Aurora is doing for people who truly do need to use platforms like GoFundMe and other types of crowdsourced funding to actually fund emergency medical situations, surgeries or treatments, whatever the case may be. What Aurora is doing is taking advantage of people's sympathy and completely destroying trust and the good nature of people in the process. And it can also be seen as a type of mocking towards people who suffer from these types of conditions. Faking TBIs or even just faking other mental disorders diminishes and belittles people who actually suffer from these debilitating diagnoses day in and day out, or struggle with coping with the symptoms of them. It's completely insulting to their experience in life when you're autism hanging upside down by her ankles because it helps with her symptoms.
This video almost all the way to the end because I just wanted to see what happened at the end. Italians have turned against Israel.
From Greece to Liguria, as previously demonstrated with the support of French dock workers, the network of dock workers across Europe and the Mediterranean has shown that stopping war logistics is possible, legitimate, and necessary. Remember we showed you that European dock workers refused to load weapons aimed at Palestine? That was from June 12th, right? France's CGT dock workers refused to load arms components bound for Israel at the country's largest port. Well, guess who's joining them? Guess who's joining the French? The Italians.
They refused to load weapons.
This is from right now. This is from August 7th, right?
The people are revolting.
It says dock workers in Italy block arms shipment to Israel.
Well, they're being deported.
They secured a significant win last week in their ongoing resistance to militarization and arms transfers, as shipping operators decided they would not unload military cargo destined for Israel from the vessel Costco shipping Pisces, returning the containers to their point of origin instead. We were informed, I'm a member of Costco. We were informed today that the 3 containers carrying military equipment destined for La Spezia and transported aboard the Costco Pisces will not be unloaded in either Genoa or La Spezia. That sounds like something you can't say anymore. Call somebody a Spezia? Can you call them a Spezia?
Watch your mouth.
The decision marks a tangible result of union action and the pressure exerted by USB. So unions actually have power in Europe, unlike in the United States. The oligarchs have dwindled the workers' power together. This outcome adds to a growing list of union-led actions across Europe in solidarity with Palestine and against the ongoing genocide in Gaza, where at least 60,000 people have been killed. From Greece to Liguria, as previously demonstrated with the support of French dock
that light is
workers,
dying. I forgot.
the network of dock workers across Europe and the Mediterranean has shown that stopping war logistics is possible, legitimate, and necessary. Following an announcement,
Yeah, I
a
wonder if
planned
any
August
Americans are
5th
gonna do
strike
that.
was called off.
Refuse to help load
However,
stuff.
Genoa dock workers have pledged to continue mobilizing against the arms trade. They have also announced plans for an international assembly on September
gonna start
26th and
loading these
27th, which
weapons by
aims to lay the
force.
groundwork
They're gonna
for a
start doing it by,
sector-wide
like,
strike. We are not alone. Our
by-
struggle unites Marseilles, Paris, Hamburg,
under,
Tangier. Trade
surveillance.
unionists declared earlier in
Someone's gonna
July.
stand
If
there.
the
The
war
army
comes
is gonna
through the
make sure they
ports,
do
the
their
response must come from the ports. The union's logistical workers continue to expand their campaign on the principle that strikes are a legitimate tool in the fight against war,
In Israel, they would just shoot all
militarization,
those
and
people.
forced worker involvement in arms trafficking. Law 146, 1990 speaks clearly. War operations are not essential services. And a strike is legitimate if it serves to defend collective security and constitutional order, the union noted. Stopping arms is not just a political choice, it is a right. So you can't compel workers to join in your war. That's what they're saying. We have a right to go on strike to not be used as pawns in a genocide. Locally, from Genoa to Brescia, workers' actions are disrupting the chains that fuel massacres and armed conflict, USB emphasized. Their mobilization against the arms trade, including strikes, is backed by a growing international solidarity bloc. Dock workers in Europe, the Mediterranean, and elsewhere will not become accomplices of the murderous state of Israel and its allies, the United States, NATO, and the European Union. The All Workers Militant Front, called PAME, wrote in a statement in support of the dock workers in Italy. They will not allow ports and infrastructure to become instruments of war for the slaughter of people by the imperialists. And here is a friend of the show, Christian Smalls. He was the guy who founded the Amazon Union on Staten Island, and here's what he's calling out American labor unions. Watch this.
Well, first of all, U.S. labor unions in America have been very complicit, if not participating in this genocide. For the last 21 months, U.S. labor unions have been shipping arms to Israel every 15 hours. I've publicly called them out. The longshoreman has blood on their hands, and the AFL-CIO has blood on their hands as well. They have passed 0 resolutions since October 7, and 500,000 Palestinians are dead because of this. And as a U.S. labor leader and a U.S. tax-paying citizen, the Palestinian movement and liberation and resistance always included trade unions since the first Nakba. So from my journeys around the world and meeting with different trade unions, especially in the Middle East, I met plenty of Palestinian trade union presidents throughout the journey, and I understand that this is not outside the scope of labor. This is a working class issue, and as a labor leader, it is our responsibility to be the shield of the working class. An injury to one is an injury to all, and that doesn't exclude Palestinians.
And by the way, Christian Smalls was on the latest flotilla trying to bring aid to Palestine. And of course, Israel intercepted that ship. And then they beat up just one person on that flotilla. It happened to be that guy, Christian Smalls. I wonder why they chose him.
They didn't give him the Greta Thunberg treatment of having watched Schindler's List over and over.
No. So that's great news. Good job, Italy. Good job, the Italy dock workers. Fantastic. Come see us on tour in Rutherford, New Jersey, New York, Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver, Appleton, Wisconsin, Rosemont, Chicago,
beat up on a
Louisville, Kentucky, and
flotilla.
Fort Wayne, Indiana.
That
Go to jimmydore.com for a link.
Strike
for tickets.
leader or the union leader.
So I'm going to pull up the interview now. We're going to pull up K-Town Social Club, and we're going to pull up the thing.
She's over here, Mama. Right here.
OnlyFans mom. Am I able to watch
She
this?
sent my mom my fans leads.
The title of this post is "The Dildo of Consequences Rarely Comes Lubed."
She sent my mom my fans lead and a picture of me doing a picture of me sucking a
succulent Chinese meal.
and it's my fault because she's saying my cousins were looking up my pictures, like my male older cousins. They were looking me up, and I said, why the fuck aren't we asking them why the fuck they're looking at me? Why is everyone saying like, oh, it's me? Why is it always me? Why the fuck is it always me?
I do want to say that watch the beginning of this clip. Listen to the words that are said.
She sent my mom my fans lead.
Remember what I said before about how there are no greater haters for women than other women? One of the big problems that I think that these girls starting an OnlyFans, you're probably not thinking of the consequences that, what if you make an OnlyFans and the only people who subscribe to it are your distant family members? Let me see. I think there was like a tweet that I saw about this of these girls that are like massively successful, but what you don't see are all of the girls that, they make $200 for a few months and then they don't make any more money besides that, and everybody who knows them personally is trading around their nudes. And so I think that's really one of the big differences between this versus like Twitch streaming or something like that, right? I think that's a huge fucking difference. So watch this. Me, the day I turned 18, I'm gonna start an OnlyFans so I can move out and get rich. There it is. $180 a month. Hate videos, still with their parents. Yep. Oh, yeah. And so there it is, such a risk. It's a massive risk. And there's a huge survivorship bias that happens with it. And the point that I'm making about this is that a lot of these girls don't realize that by starting an OnlyFans and by doing this, you are crossing a threshold that after you do it, that's pretty much about it.
Wasn't I just talking about that yesterday or something? Something just about.
Just talk about legal stuff on TV. I'm a lawyer. If I want to represent clients, I don't just need a degree. I need a license in every state where I intend to practice. If I don't bother to get one and I start doing lawyer stuff anyway, I'm probably going to need a good lawyer. And the same goes for doctors and nurses. They may have the schooling, they may have the skills,
I literally,
but if they don't have that piece of paper,
never did
they don't get
you know
anywhere
what the
near
thing
a
is?
patient. That brings us.
In order to do that kind of stuff, you have to make it a point to take the content, and it's just I'm busy, I can't be bothered with that stuff. And I thought about it, and it's the same type of people that you would attract. It's the sex thing, you know what I mean? It's not something that I don't want. The type of people, I mean, with the foot thing, it's a lot more anonymous and you literally don't have to do anything sex wise, but you do have to promote your page and get people to buy, you know what I mean? You have to put in work, you have to talk to people, and I'm just not interested.
But
I came up with a couple really good names for
knew all of that. The police in
stuff.
Palm Coast, Florida say she worked as a nurse in a hospital caring for a lot of patients anyway for almost 2 years using somebody else's license. The hospital fired her in January of this year, but the other shoe didn't drop until Tuesday of this week.
Hey there, are you Autumn?
Yeah.
Can you step out of the car for me, please?
Sure.
Just turn around, put your hands behind your back.
Oh, wait, what's going on?
Put your hands behind your back.
Okay, my car's across the street.
Okay, all right.
Am I being arrested?
You are.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh, can I ask, but can I...
We have plenty of time to talk.
Okay.
Just relax.
Can I turn my car off?
Yeah. We'll take care
And
of
can
that.
I call my boss so I can tell her I can't go to this?
Can you imagine going into the hospital, getting your meds, your IV, your discharge instructions, and it's all from someone in scrubs who isn't actually a nurse? Yeah. Now imagine that happening not to just one patient, but 4,486 people. Welcome to Palm Coast, Florida, where authorities say this 29-year-old faked being a registered nurse and to the day the sheriffs actually put her in handcuffs.
Be right back.
Staff that they
Sorry.
hired.
Sorry, I had to make a phone call about that.
The Flagler County Sheriff calls this, quote, one of the worst cases of medical fraud he has ever investigated. And Sheriff Rick Staley is with us now. Welcome to the program, Sheriff. Thanks so much for coming on. I can't believe this. This alleged fake nurse gave hands-on care to over 4,000 patients? How on earth did this happen? How'd she get away with it, allegedly?
Well, she graduated from college with a nursing degree. She took an exam, be licensed, and failed it. About a year later, she applied for Advent Health, and they hired her as an advanced nurse tech under the supervision of a registered licensed nurse. As part of that employment requirement, she was required to successfully pass the state licensing exam.
Now wait until you hear this one, right? Back in July of 2023, Bardisa gets hired as an advanced nurse tech, not a registered nurse. Let me be clear. She tells the hospital she's an education first RN, finished school, but she just hadn't passed her exams yet. That's a huge red flag. Later, she says she passed, but then she ended up using someone else's nursing license number who had the same last name, had the same first name as her, but a different last name. Shouldn't that have raised some major red flags? But no, the hospital let it slide.
Jump forward a few months, and she was scheduled to take another exam. She failed to show up to take it. Jump forward a few more months, and when she's challenged by the HR department at the hospital, she says, "Oh, I just took the exam and I passed." And they said, "Okay, what's your license number?" She gave them a license number. They ran it in the state system, realized the last name was different. So they challenged her, "Why is the last name different?" She goes, "Oh, I just got married." It was like, "Okay, congratulations, but we need a copy of your marriage certificate." Well, as things went along, that fell through the cracks. She never provided it at all. And then so now they consider her a registered nurse, as if she has a license. And what she had done was assume the name and the identity of another nurse that is in fact registered in Florida and licensed, who had the same first name, but a different last name. And ironically, they went to the same college together, but they did not know each other in college. Even more ironic is this other nurse's identity was stolen and license was stolen. Actually works for Advent Health also, but in South Florida. And so as things progressed, she was doing everything that a registered nurse should do, and she was up for promotion to a charge nurse. And that triggered a review of her file. They realized that she had never provided the marriage certificate. They ordered her to do it a number of times. She didn't do it. They ended up firing her. Evidence shows that she never did get a registered license as a nurse in Florida. In fact, the license that she had been working under on her own name, which is more of like an LPN, it's not called that, but like an LPN, that license had even been expired.
Yeah.
And so about 2 months after they fired her, they notified us, which began our investigation. Ironically, about 6 weeks after she was fired, she actually did take the test and passed it. And so she was then officially a registered nurse in Florida, and she was hired by a traveling home healthcare as an RN. And that's why you see her in the scrubs when we arrested her.
Yeah, that explains it. And look, I mean, thank goodness the reports are she didn't harm any of these patients. She must have been doing a good job, like you said, because she got a promotion. Sheriff, this is an unbelievable
an educated
story.
nurse.
It's still
she just didn't get her license. This is like trying to say that she was completely, I mean, she did obviously fraud. Okay, she did fraud. She should go to jail for that. But they're making this sound like she's just some lady off the street who was able to somehow fake documentation, go into a hospital, get a job, treat all these patients. But that's not the case at all. That's not the case at all. That's not the case at all. She knew what she was doing, at least. Yeah. When do you change the oil? For what? Dude, you guys, I literally had surf and turf for dinner. It was so good. What am I happy? I think that she will go to jail. She'll spend, if she doesn't get bonded out, she'll go to jail. She'll spend 3 months in the county jail. And then she will get out on probation. And she will get 2 to 5 years of probation. That's what I think will happen. She'll spend 3 months in jail waiting to go to court if she doesn't get bonded out. But she's a nurse. She's probably going to get bonded out. I am happy because I am happy. It's just a bit, you know, today's just a day. It's just, I'm just, nothing special. I'm just a happy girl. I got a good sleep. Oh my God, you guys, literally, I cannot. After I got off of my last live earlier, I had gotten out that TENS machine. And so I put the TENS machine on the muscle right here, this muscle that runs right here, this one right here. I put it on this muscle. And then I just laid there and like let it run through like a cycle for like 5 or so minutes. And then I was like, realized that my other leg was actually more sore. So I switched the legs to this one and I let it go for a while. And I had no sound on. I was not falling asleep. I was just literally laying there in a pure state of fucking bliss. So then I moved it to this muscle that runs up here and I watched what it did. Remember when I was like wearing it and I was just like, dude, I don't even know how it's doing this. Like, what is it doing? What I saw it was doing, because my muscle is strong enough to really get defined when it's being activated. So you can like see all the things the muscle is doing. It was crazy. But so what it was doing was literally the muscle was activating and then the muscle was doing this. Like my whole muscle was literally like going in waves. I was like, whoa, that's fucking cool. And then I found a setting that literally felt like someone was going like this. You know when someone karate chops your back? It felt like someone was doing it with this part, the ball of the heel of their hand. So I put it on that part of my shoulder that's been bothering me. And listen, my shoulder doesn't click anymore. It's been 20 years. So I could literally, while I was doing that, I had that bop, 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 bop. So no one's ever been able to massage my back long enough with that motion to actually solve the problem and break that, whatever that knot was in there up. So I literally put that setting on there and I laid there for like 15 minutes and just let it go in that one spot. And let me just tell you what, Oh my God. It is so nice. Like my shoulder, I might have healed it. So then I was like, oh man, you know what? I'm realizing that the weakness that I'm experiencing in my shoulder, that like it causes my shoulder to roll forward like that. It's also, I know this, that it also makes my hand turn this direction. And when I have this thing where it's at, I can feel a muscle starting to get triggered. And every time that muscle gets triggered, my hand wants to go like this. So I realized that it's this muscle right here, actually, just on the underside of the shoulder blade. So I was like, I wonder if that's the weak muscle. I wonder if it's my muscles over here that are just so weak, you know, that like, it's like right here, basically. So I left the one where it was, and then I took the other electrode that was up high here, and I put it like wrapping around, so they were like kind of like curving around my shoulder blade and kind of into my armpit a little bit. Oh my God. First of all, I felt muscles activate that I really truly didn't know that I had, and it was like holding my arm muscle like this. It was like turning it and forcing it down. It literally made me able to find the muscle that I need to focus on when I am working out, and when I'm like in my car and doing, like, now I know that I definitely need to, like, I need to strengthen that muscle. There's a super duper weak, I can feel it right now. There's a super duper weak muscle right here that's kind of under my shoulder blade a little bit. Oh, look, holy crap. Just from wearing that thing, my muscles are all stimulated. I can literally feel the muscle here. It goes straight down right here. I see that muscle on girls sometimes who are lifting weights, and I'm always like, damn, that shit's fine. I wish I had that like muscly line down, you know? So that's like, now I have to work that muscle out. I have to do exercises specifically to work that muscle out. Now I know. And it's on, bitch, it's on. Dude, I would love to have a whole body suit with that shit. Holy God. Listen, I'm not even kidding when I tell you that I have literally never felt anything the way that this machine makes me feel. It is better than any massage table. It's better than any little massage thing that you can get, period, on the market at all. Because it is getting so deep down into the muscle, and it's doing so without causing bruising or like, you know, it's not smashing your skin. It doesn't hurt. It literally does not hurt unless your muscle is sore and it hurts to tighten the muscle up. That's what's gonna hurt. So you just don't put the setting on super strong. This thing goes, literally it goes to 100, and the strongest that I could handle it, and that's only on that shoulder back there, was at 22. Everywhere else on my body, like on my legs, I literally couldn't, I was at 8. And it goes to 100. This thing is meant for bodybuilders or something. Because holy crap. Anyways, it's the best thing I've ever purchased, and I purchased it with my own money. Nobody sent it to me. I love it. I fucking can't get enough of it. And I'm gonna have to see if they have one on the TikTok shop, because let me just tell you what, the way that massager that I made that video, that got like 4 or 5 million views. It's still kind of viral right now. The massager videos that I made, where I'm just like, oh, you know, those videos did so well. Because those massager things, I think it's because they look like alien hands actually massaging you. Instinctively off camera. Hello, many moons. Orly is fine. He is outside doing his favorite thing ever, laying under the bus and watching nature. Next to his favorite bone. Dude, I just really want to get, I'm gonna order more of those little electrodes. like for really reals. I'm gonna order like some more of those electrodes. I'm gonna get some of the bigger ones. Like I like the big ones that came with the kit. So I'm gonna order some of the big ones and some more of the smaller ones. I have an unused pair of small ones still, thank goodness. It's fucking hot. I wonder what it's gonna be like tomorrow. Yeah, I know. I was on the phone. What are you doing? Well, duh, it's okay. Under normal circumstances, I would never know it was muted. Yeah, I was on the phone with Josh. He got something that he wanted to tell me about. And he's like, Elliot's playing outside with his friend by himself. And Josh is like, he's like, I got separation anxiety. He's out there playing by himself. I'm not used to letting him go play, you know? It's usually like I have to go supervise, or like one of us is right there with him at all times. Like, he's been hanging out and playing with his friend, you know, every afternoon. They've been playing Pokemon together. And each game is like an hour, so he's like outside playing Pokemon in the afternoons with his friend. It's just really nice. Makes me happy. I did see the new South Park, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was good. It kind of was like, the ending was like a little whatever, but, it's gotta, you know. It'll get there. You're attacking the fan now? You just attack anything that moves, huh? Fucking snapping turtle kitty over here. Gator kitty. He literally attacks anything that moves. I just got a screenshot taken and my phone knocked down at the same time. Oh. Somebody's feeling spunky. Ugh, someone's smoking a fucking cigarette. It's so funny how people who smoke cigarettes literally don't realize how you can smell it from like a mile away. Are you ready to come inside? Nope, he's barking at her. Bro, I don't like him going into Adam's house when he's not here, if that's not him. Orly! That's enough. Come on, that's enough. I have ice cream. Orly! Basically it's calculated however the fuck they want it to calculate it.
There's a new church. Let's go ahead and listen to the new church.
Christchurch senior pastor Doug Wilson makes no apologies for his beliefs on God and country.
I'd like to see the town be a Christian town. I'd like to see the state be a Christian state. I'd like to see the nation be a Christian nation. And I'd like to see the world be a Christian world.
And now Wilson's controversial views as a Christian nationalist are gaining sway in the nation's center of power with the recent opening of his...
This is going to get way bigger, by the way.
Yep.
Way bigger. Like right now, you're seeing the first 10%.
new church and high-profile parishioners like Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth.
Isn't it crazy that the guy that has tattoos on himself from the Crusades wants the country to be a Christian nation again? I would have never predicted that. Who could have ever known? Wow.
Orly!
Is planting a church in D.C. part of your mission to try to turn this into a Christian nation?
Yes. So every society is theocratic. The only question is who's Theo? In a secular democracy, it would be demos, the people. In a Christian republic, it'd be Christ.
Well, what would you say to someone watching this and say, look, I'm a Muslim. Who are you to say your worldview is better than mine, that your God is better than mine?
Well, if I went to Saudi Arabia, I would fully
Christians
expect
and the
to live
Muslims
under their God's
fighting
rules.
so that they want to take out Israel or Palestine.
I told y'all
I
it's
know
coming
this
back.
is a plot. This is a government plot.
I told y'all this is what's going to happen.
It's a red herring.
I've been saying this over and over and over. This is the angle that I think a lot of people are going to start using in order to push religious messaging and to push for a more homogenous culture. Is that they're going to do it through religion.
Earlier, that you want this to be a Christian world.
Yes.
So you want to supplant their religion with your Christian.
Yes, by peaceful means.
Course. Not by peaceful means. Not by peaceful means. The window has not shifted enough for you to say what you really think. But, that'll change.
By sharing the gospel, there's a lot of work yet to do. I believe that we are working our little corner of the vineyard.
Wilson's Little Corner, a picturesque campus nestled on the outskirts of downtown Moscow, Idaho, is growing by the day with thousands of like-minded Christians.
Idaho.
That's right.
Parishioners of
You
his
mean
church,
where the
known as
Christian
teenagers were
nationalism
murdered?
is going to be probably one of the fastest growing groups of people in the next 5
Or the
to 5
college
and 10
students were
years.
murdered?
And I think that it's going to be adopted primarily by young people and Zoomers.
Kirkers own and operate several
Where have I
businesses
go-
downtown
where did I go wrong
next to
here?
liberal
Absolutely
college
not.
town stores.
If it's true,
Why did he yell boo? Because
of me.
because of you.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
That's a regular day for you.
Someone was paid to do
That's
that.
not unusual.
A big focus of his Christian movement is on a patriarchal society where men are dominant and women are expected to submit to their husbands.
Women are the kind.
This was retweeted by the Secretary of Defense, saying all of Christ for all of life. I don't sound so crazy anymore whenever I say that the 19th Amendment is going to be a conversation point, do I? I told y'all.
The people that people come out of.
So you just think they're meant to have babies. That's
Well,
it. They're just a vessel.
No, it doesn't take any talent to simply reproduce biologically. The wife and mother, who is the chief executive of the home, is entrusted with 3 or 4 or 5 eternal souls.
I'm here as a working journalist, and I'm a mom of 3.
Good for you.
Is that an issue
No.
for you?
No, it's not automatically an issue.
Josh and Amy Prince, along with their
It's not automatically an issue, but it will be. Yeah, I'm going to be CEO of a company. You're going to be CEO of the kitchen. Just the way it is. Why is this a problem for Christians?
Y'all had to go be hoes.
I think that people feel more comfortable criticizing Christianity
Be
versus
Hillary
criticizing
Clinton.
Islam. Because number one,
Thanks,
Islam
Hillary.
is seen as a foreign religion and Christianity is a domestic religion. And also it's because of race politics. It's because
Thank God I have
Christianity
my
is
husband.
primarily a white person religion and Islam is not. That's the reason why. Those are 2 of the main reasons.
kids moved here from Washington State.
Do you see Amy as your equal?
Yes and no, in the sense that we're both saved by grace. We're absolutely on equal footing. But
I
we have
mean,
very
men and
different
women are
purposes,
totally
God-given.
equal, but
do you see
completely
yourself
different.
as the head of the
Definitely
household,
different
as the man?
responsibilities and all
He
that.
is the head.
But
and
see, the thing
of our
is that
household.
women are
Yes,
literally
and I
the
do submit
creator
to
of
him.
life.
So, like,
We
moving
are the
here,
vessel
I was just
for
gonna say
life
that.
to,
your
we
decision.
build
That's a
we're the
great
It's a great
building.
example.
Wilson
the
says in
fucking-
his vision
the
of a Christian society,
manufacturing
women
plant.
as individuals shouldn't be able to vote. His fellow pastors
For that. And that's really a big thing. That's a major, I think we're 2 halves of a
Retweeted
whole,
by the
and
Secretary of
religion
Defense.
needs to catch up in general with the fact that
That's right.
there's
This
a
is the
sacred
reason
feminine.
why a lot of young people aren't supporting Trump. It's because he's not conservative enough. Yeah. Biggest L ever, religion should not substitute secular law. I'm not a big fan of being ruled by religion either. I think that most people, I am a Reddit atheist, okay? So I agree with you in a lot of these viewpoints, but I'm telling you where things are going.
Jared Longshore and Toby Sumter agree.
In my ideal society, we would vote as households. And I would ordinarily be the one that would cast the vote, but I would cast the vote having discussed it with my household.
But what if there's your wife doesn't want to vote for the same?
Right.
Here we go.
Why would you even ask this?
The wives are typically liberal, that's why.
You know what the answer is. You know what just say it.
Person as you.
Right. Well, then that's a great opportunity for a good discussion.
There are some who have gone so far as to say,
You see, they're still trying to play by the old rules. That's it. These worthless men are the reason why sexist women exist. I think that you are in for a very, very bad next 10 years. Probably next 20 years. you're in for a really bad time.
That they want the 19th Amendment repealed.
I would support that. And I'd support it on the basis
Here we go,
that
trying to take away women's right to vote.
atomization that comes
Why
with
are
our
they
current
keep
system
they just
is not
see? Listen,
good
here's
for
the thing.
humans.
They're intentionally proving all of the crazy liberals correct because they've well established now that every liberal who says anything, just like every person who criticizes an individual, is obviously an istophobe. So in the minds of, you know, the Zionist overlords, now they've made it very clear that the loudest liberals are the fucking most unhinged, like most likely like obsessed with Portland, green hair, septum piercing types who are absolutely crazy and say the most out of pocket shit. So now these people start saying like, they're gonna take away your right to vote. They're taking away, like, Republicans are going to literally tune that out and assume that it's just bullshit. Even when they see stuff like this, they're still gonna be like, oh, well, there's probably a good reason why. Dude, does it look like Donald Trump is to increase our freedom? Or does it look like Donald Trump is there to enact the New World Order? You tell me. I don't understand how they're like just doing it. So like people are going to fucking, I think that they might be trying to instigate a revolution so we stop paying attention to what's going on in Israel. They're going to be saying and doing the most insane shit to work us all up and get us so fucking upset and angry. They've got to make us look over here. Red herring. Don't look over here. Look over here. Oh, I hate that I can't listen to copywritten things on this app. I want to watch a show or something. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to hang up because I want to watch a show or something, a movie, something on Paramount. So I'm gonna skedoodle. And I'm gonna call my kiddo, and I'm gonna get my dog and give him dinner and stuff like that. I may be back a little bit later, once I decide whether or not I'm gonna stay up late or if I'm gonna go to bed at like 9 or 10 tonight. So I might be back at like 8 or 9. What time is it now? 7. Oh, I might be back. I'm probably not gonna be back, but we'll see. Maybe I will. I didn't realize it was 7. I'm gonna go and call my kiddo. I love you guys. See you later.